Hey everyone, today I thought I'd show you how to make these super pretty pinch style bows using the Big Shot Machine and transparent or jelly materials depending on what you reference to it. Now I am actually fortunate because like I said I know quite a few different suppliers and I have managed to get a combination of these for reduced prices, such as these really pretty high quality printed transparents, and I also have lace effect jelly transparents, and then like I said I have a whole collection of other versions such as this like inlaced version. This is like a jelly sheet as well. This is a different style of bow, obviously I'll show you a different tutorial for this one, but I have a whole selection of them. So many different combinations, so many different styles. I've had holographic shimmers, jellies, like ones with stars in, ones with full glitter, leopard print glitter, all sorts. So there's a whole range of ones out there and you can buy them for quite reasonable prices at the moment. It's normally about £1 to £1.50 a sheet, and this is from the UK suppliers. So I'll link some of the ones below for you, and there's some deals about at the moment as well, because a lot of our suppliers are obviously trying to encourage customers to buy as much as possible. So I'll put all the links in the description below for you, but like I said, I believe these ones were potentially from Sophia Grace last year and possibly from Jolif or also Sphere Grace, one of the two. Put all the links in the description below. Sphere Grace is unfortunately closing down, but Jolif is still running and things like that. So there's lots of different ones and there's different versions all over. And the lace I believe was from Nicola's Craft Shop. Now I saw all mine. On this one you can see sort of the white thread underneath, but you could use a colour that matches to help you do this as well, or you could put a charm around this or use like a glitter centre such as this one instead of doing the one on top as well. And like I said, you can make them fully transparent or you can add the glitter. You can play around with this, and this is my Big Shot, and I'll link the name of the die below because I do apologise, I have completely forgotten the name of the die and who I got it from, but I will link it all. And with this you need 2 plates to sandwich, because like you always need the plates for die. This is a standard size one that fits in the standard Big Shot, and sometimes you have the extended dies where you needed the extended plates for you. So this is the version, and for me to get this set up I need some glitter for my tails. I don't need a very big piece for this, but I'll show you how I measure in a second. And I know it's not really the season for it right this moment, but I'm getting a little organised, and I've got this super cute Halloween transparent here, and this is a nice soft pinchable one that's very easy to sew through. So I've got that all set up. So I'm going to get this organised, and what I tend to do is place this on, making sure it completely covers the section of the die that I want, and then I have got to make sure that you are giving yourself a little bit of wiggle room as well. Sometimes I will put them through the machine and have like a template die. So that fits across there. Like I said, I've given myself wiggle room either side in case it slips, because transparent can be quite slippy when it's going through the die, especially if you're a bit less naturally talented with keeping things in place like myself with my dyspraxia, because like I said, it can be a little bit trickier than standard people. You can also tape them in place sometimes, that does help sometimes with the movement. And then with this one, I've already cut some tails out with this recently, and I know if you work out your width, and I cut all the way along because it just makes it easier. Again, make sure you've got the right amount, and I cut all the way along. And I know from previously using the die that if I fold this in half in a moment, it fits perfectly to make 2 tails. So if I fold this in half, and I do hold my scissors weirdly sometimes, do apologise, again, learning challenges, you do what you got to do sometimes. And what I'm going to do as well, so I'm going to use this as a template and cut a second piece so I can make 2 at once. And once I've got the scraps from this piece, I will use that to make the little centres. So, laying on my die, pop that on there, That one's slightly skinnier, so I'm going to put the skinnier one on the bottom first. That one on top. We'll put the glitters, make sure they're both facing the right way up and that they cover the whole tail section. Again, make sure that there's not going to be any movement there, because it would be just my look that, like I said, it would slip right as I'm filming. And then you want one underneath the die, one above the die, because where you see those cut lines, there's like sharp blades. And then you take it and you bring it through the machine by turning the handle. Sorry, I haven't got the desk space to 100% fully show you. We'll take this out of the way for a minute and you'll see in 1 second we have got two nicely cut pinch bits and two fully cut tails. Now there is a little bit of waste, there's always going to be a bit of waste. You could be the most frugal person in the history of the world, and with this I found no matter how you cut it or how like frugal you actually are, you're still going to have a little bit of waste unless you literally give it away to like children's projects. So with this bit here, I cut that bit and that bit off and put them to one side. Along with that, I'm just going to make sure transparents can get stuck in. So I'm going to place that on two pieces. Again, sandwich it through, and I'm just going to do this off camera so I don't have to make a big shot back into view. And I've got two nicely cut little centerpieces from there. I'm going to put all of these bits out of the way for now, so they're not blocking our view. And with this, I do have a needle and thread ready, and I always double thread, and I always do a double knot at the bottom so it doesn't come through. Now there is a method to the madness, because with regards to this I have tried every combination of glue you can possibly imagine, and any type of pinch bows in these materials, whether or not it's a slightly thicker, firmer versions or the slightly more pinchable versions. If you glue alone, especially with the heat in the UK at the minute, just with the humidity alone, they will eventually unpop. Doesn't matter how much you try, how long you clamp them for, whether or not you use super glue and glue gun glue, everything that you combination that you use, it will eventually pop open. So I'm just giving you a heads up on this. Now what I do is I fold it in half first, and with my needle and thread I go right through the centre there, which is the centre of this bit and the centre there, if you can see. And then from this side, either side, careful not to poke yourself, is about ½ centimetre over. Bring this side in and ½ centimetre over this side so that they're balanced. And then I bring that all the way through. Be careful not to pull it all the way through. I bring that all the way through, and then what I do is just basically a little stitch, making sure I'm going through all of those layers on both sides, and that is just a little tiny stitch in the centre to hold those in place so that that is there and firmly where it should be. And then what you can do from there is bring it up in half so it matches your peaks here on the bow style. Hold these down with your fingers and then bring this side back and this side back to make a double pinch, and then with the thread where it naturally peaks round, so where your V is there and where your V is there, bring it round nice and tight, round, round, round a couple of times, and then you can either go through your layers like this on the side and go up from beneath as well. As long as you're going through that centre, you're absolutely fine. And then wrap again, and then what I do is I loop over there, loop over there, and then just thread it in a little bit, exactly the same as I would when I'm sewing my ribbon bows basically. And you see, you've now got a nice firm pinch that is going to hold and isn't going to pop open, and it's normally balanced and even, and if it's not, you can sort of move it over a little bit until it sort of evens out. Now with this, I do use a little bit of glue gun glue, and I will show you in just a second. Just going to put it on pause 1 minute while I let mine heat up, because I forgot to turn it on because I've not been using it in the heat very often. There we go. I made a second one off camera as well while we were waiting. And I just want to get some alligator clips here as well. And in the back of these glitter bits, like I said, the glitter, if you're going to do transparent, I would suggest sewing through the next layer and wrapping all the way around. But like I said, if you're adding, just goes to show my glue gun's not perfect. Did you see my glue stringy there? There we go. Add a bit of glue on the back there. Put that to the centre. And then hold that in place a minute there. Can see you've got your little, well, when it actually attaches, this is why I do often sew through. That was terrible. That's because I had it on 60 instead of 100. I wondered why it was taking longer. Let's take that off and start again. Remember, I'd leave all my mistakes in so you can see when I am a muppet in these situations, but it hasn't damaged the back of the glitter, so it's not too bad. Right, let's pause it again and then try second attempt. There we go, glue gum's actually warmed up now, and I finished this one off camera. So again, step 2, make sure your glue gun's actually warm enough to release the glue, and on 100 temperature when you're doing this, especially not 60. Add that to your centre there, you don't need a lot. Place that on the back, make sure it matches up and lines up with there, and this will stick. Grips a little bit, it still could potentially come loose, but like I said, once we've wrapped the middle in, it'll add the extra security. Add glue to your clip, and I have done this one this way. So I'm going to confirm which way around my houses are. I'm going to put this clip this way so I can sell them as pigtail sets, so you can have one over the left side of your bow, ponytail, pigtail, and one over your left side, and easy to have it threaded, if that makes sense. If you're selling them singly, it doesn't matter which way round you put the clip, you can just do it whichever's your natural dominant hand. Put the middle round. A little bit of glue on this side. And then wrap that over. And then if you want to with these ones, what I tend to do is put my finger in the loops to make them sort of pop and both have the same sort of dip, and then give them a little squish so you can see the little dips on each one. And there you go, a cute little Halloween set. Like I said, I've got this Red Riding Hood. I've got some Summer Ice Creamy ones. this super cute under the sea. I can put the mermaid the right way up. I've got some llamas. Got this super pretty glitter, again, right way up. Fairy tale one. I think that may have been from Eliza Henry. Like I said, that was a very, very pretty one. Like I said, there's so many different combinations, so many different ways you can do it. And like I said, if you do that sew method where you just put the little stitch through to get your pinch in place and then wrap it round and then sort of wrap it around the thread so it's secure, they will stay closed, they won't pop open. Like I said, with glue, like I said, eventually what happens is with the glue, like I said, I've tried with super glue, I've tried with hot glue, I've combined it, I've tried cheap super glues, I've tried Gorilla Glue, I've tried the green lid, I've tried the yellow lid, they have all eventually popped. With the thread, holds them in place, doesn't pop open, and like I say, the only thing you've got to do is, if you do have a middle wear this, put a glitter over instead of the transparent, doing fully 100% transparent, and it still looks just pretty as pretty. Or you could add a charm over the top, and they are so cute and so simple, and like I said, not as difficult as they look. And like I said, different transparenters have different like levels of firmness and pinchness, so just choose the right one that actually works for the style as well. Bye!